Senator Tillis, I want to ask you about a North Carolinian who has been in jail for almost 2 years now in Turkey. And what do you want the administration to do to try to get Pastor Brunson out of Turkey? He's been held. We don't understand why the Erdogan regime is holding him, except that they may be trying to get an exchange for the man that they accuse of prompting a coup.
Well, first, Andrea, I want to thank Senator Shaheen because this is an example of bipartisanship that happens every day here. In this particular case, there's no daylight between the vast majority of Democrats and Republicans that Pastor Brunson's being treated unfairly. He's been in prison since October of 2016. I went to a Turkish courtroom. I sat through that hearing for almost 12 hours. It's truly a kangaroo court. It's time to release him. We did get an amendment in the National Defense Authorization, which is to really take a look at a variety of issues, how Pastor Brunson and others who are in prison in Turkey are being treated. And this is a NATO ally since 1952. But we also have the Joint Strike Fighter, that a portion of it gets manufactured in Turkey. There's plans to deploy F-35s, Turkish, what would ultimately be Turkish 35s. We think all that has to be looked at before we move ahead with that transaction, and we've got to continue to fight for Pastor Brunson. He needs to be released. And President Erdogan suggesting that he would trade a pastor for a pastor, someone here is in the United States, immediately made him a hostage, a political captive in Turkey. We want him released, and then we'd be happy as an ally to consider an extradition if they have the evidence that he fits our high standards for extradition.
And in fact, the pastor in Pennsylvania, the administration's officials from top to bottom have said that they're not turning him over without any real evidence that he was involved in this coup attempt. Yes, Senator Shaheen?
Well, what we don't need is a policy of appeasement with Turkey. Turkey's supposed to be our ally. Allies don't arrest American citizens with no reason. Allies don't buy weapon systems from our aggressor nations, which is what Turkey is looking at doing. And so we need to make a clear, send Turkey a clear message, and President Erdogan a clear message that that is not behavior that we expect or condone in the United States. And slowing down the sale of the F-35s to Turkey is something that we worked hard and had bipartisan support in the Armed Services Committee for, to let them know that we think what they're doing should not be what we expect from an ally of the United States.